Hello and welcome to the Angus Report, a news program geared toward cattle producers. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Paige Wallace. From American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, we bring you the week's top headlines, including the latest on brucellosis.
We travel to the BIF conference and discuss meeting highlights.
And new Angus app debuts, how you can get Angus data on the go. This is the Angus Report.
Our top story for the week. On April 24th, news of a California dairy cow that tested positive for BSE caused the cattle industry to brace for the worst. The case is the first in the U.S. in the past 6 years and quickly landed in the nation's top news headlines. However, repeated assurance from the USDA and other cattle organizations held fallout to a minimum. According to the agency, the animal tested positive for atypical BSE, a rare form not generally associated with infected feed. It was never presented for human consumption and at no time presented a risk to the food supply or human health. The USDA reported a dip in livestock auction prices after the BSE announcement, but prices have since stabilized, and many experts suggest a short-lived market effect. Likewise, the case is expected to have little impact on beef exports thanks to a comprehensive BSE surveillance system. This is the fourth case of BSE in the United States, with the first confirmed in December 2003. Stay tuned to future episodes of the Angus Report for more information. In other news, Montana officials are proposing an expansion of the animal disease zone around Yellowstone National Park after finding elk exposed to brucellosis. The Associated Press reports the proposal would require cattle producers located south of Dillon, Montana, to increase herd vaccinations and take other precautions to guard against livestock infections. Brucellosis, a disease that can cause pregnant animals to miscarry, has already led to about 46,000 cattle being put under regional surveillance.
Debate over the Keystone XL oil pipeline continues in Washington, D.C. Last month, House Republicans coupled the project with an urgent transportation spending bill. Now, it's up to a conference committee to decide whether or not the language remains in place. The White House has announced it will veto any legislation addressing the Keystone pipeline. President Obama put a hold on the nearly $7 billion project earlier this year, saying it requires further environmental review.
Cattlemen from throughout the country met to discuss the latest advancements in the beef business during the 2012 Beef Improvement Federation meeting in Houston, Texas. The organization, which consists of more than 40 state and national beef cattle associations, fosters collaborative efforts toward improvements in beef cattle performance and research. We'll have further coverage and meeting highlights later in the show.
Cattlemen were also among those in attendance at the Beef Industry Safety Summit in Tampa, Florida. As Brian Baxter reports, the 10th annual summit continues to play a role in tackling beef safety issues.
Consumers expect the beef they buy to be safe every time. That's why the Beef Checkoff supports the Safety Summit, to bring every segment of the beef industry together in one room to focus on ways to improve beef safety.
The meat industry comes together all the way from farm to fork, and we share ideas, we talk about our concerns, and as a result, we made some pretty significant differences enhancing safety of beef and beef products.
2012 marked the 10th anniversary of the Safety Summit, and participants recognized that milestone by reaffirming the commitment to beef safety that was first pledged a decade ago.
I signed the pledge because whether you be a cow-calf operator, a stocker operator, a feedlot operator, the number one concern is the safety of our product, and for that end consumer to want to buy our product and for them to buy it, it has to be safe.
And to me, that pledge says that and no matter what my role is, I'll do the best I can to make sure we have a wholesome and safe product.
The safety of beef has always been a priority issue, and through the Beef Checkoff, producers have invested millions of dollars in beef safety.
Checkoff dollars, really when you look at what the act and order lined out for them to do, it's to make our product better and just continuing to focus on safety.
This is an excellent use of those dollars. I always go back, I like posting this on Twitter and Facebook for some of my other friends to see that are also in the industry and say, look what we're doing. We have a safe product, but we're learning to make it safer.
Because of Beef Checkoff funded research and the cooperative work done at the Safety Summit, all segments of the beef industry have the most up-to-date information necessary to help ensure a safe beef product. I'm Brian Baxter reporting.
Many consumers today want to know where their beef comes from. A recent effort by Certified Angus Beef and Reeser's Foods puts ranchers front and center when it comes to connecting with consumers.
What we're seeing really across the country is that consumers are really very curious about where their food comes from, and beef is really high on that list of interest. More and more consumers today don't have the opportunity to connect with a ranch, and so it's an unknown for them to understand what goes into creating the beef that they like to enjoy. And so really what that has created is an extreme interest, and a lot of our partners, our retail customers, want to be able to showcase where they get their product and showcase that in their stores. And so that's really important because it helps to really showcase the positive story that we have to tell about our cattlemen throughout the country.
Taking care of an animal can be hard work, but in this case, a specially trained dog is making life easier for a farmer with a disability. Kent Faddis with the University of Missouri Extension introduces us to a dog that helps with chores on the farm.
He'll work for those.
His name is Odie.
Good boy.
The yellow lab is making life a little easier for farmer Bruce Trammell.
Well, it's like a dream come true.
A University of Missouri Extension program allowed Trammell to get back his independence. Farm Dog, which stands for Pets Helping Agriculture in rural Missouri,
Odie gives.
supports farmers with disabilities.
Good boy. If I didn't have Odie, I might have to move off the farm.
4 years ago, Trammell suffered a brain injury that led to migraines and balance issues. Odie is trained to help ease some of the workload for the farmer. With a laser, Trammell directs a four-legged farmhand to retrieve tools. This saves the farmer energy and keeps him from falling.
Set. Not only is he going to be my friend and my buddy and go everywhere with me, but he's also going to be my right hand.
It's not going to solve everything, but it is going to allow him to have more independence.
Jackie Allenbrand, an agribility specialist with MU Extension, started the Farm Dog Project.
Even though you've had an injury or disease, a lot of times people are told to just give up, you need to find another occupation, but there are ways for them to stay on the farm and be independent in a safe way.
With Odie by his side, Trammell can now tend to his garden, get on his tractor, and feed his horses. Comforting news for his family.
It gives his wife and family some relief that he's going to have somebody there with him.
I'm glad that I got him. I just feel very, very blessed.
From the University of Missouri, I'm Kent Faddis reporting.
With all of the training involved, Trammell's service dog will cost about $5,000. The Farm Dog program does rely on donations to help with funding. To find out how you can help, go to the University of Missouri Extension website. When the Angus Report returns, we'll learn what type of calves feeders are looking for.
Plus, there's an app for that. Angus Goes Mobile.
Visit angus.org to continue watching this episode of the Angus Report.